sad to report that the demise of the Atlanta Braves has been greatly exaggerated, at least at the beginning part of the year. Not fun as a Metropolitan fan. What do we make of these aces today, and do you start down there in the ATL?
Well, a couple of prevailing trends here, and some that are synonymous with home starts and road starts. Let's start with the aces at home. You mentioned Chris Sale and the Atlanta Braves. He's back on the bump here this afternoon. It has been, 5 of the last 6 home starts the Braves have won. That dates back to June 18th of last year. So pretty large sample there, Dave. Same can be true for Trevor Rogers, ace of the Baltimore Orioles. The O's have not lost a home start by Trevor Rogers since July 12th. Ironically, that was against Trevor Rogers' old team, the Marlins. The last time Baltimore has dropped a game at Camden Yards when Trevor Rogers has started a game. North of the border, we're going to get a series finale between the Colorado Rockies and the Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays getting back on the right side of things yesterday with a W. They will send their ace in Kevin Gausman to the mound. If you're looking for player props, and you just mentioned our Opta AI, a great tool to be able to kind of cross-reference with. Kevin Gausman, who's going to get to start 7 or more strikeouts in his last 4 of 5 home starts. That goes back to August 30th of last year. That covers regular season starts, so just want to put the caveat in there. That does not count the postseason starts that he had last year. But still a great swing and miss opportunity lineup there at 1:07 p.m. Eastern at Rogers Center, as the Blue Jays and the Rockies will finish up that set with Kevin Gausman going against Kyle Freeland.
Very quickly, I want to ask, as I mentioned about kind of matching aces with aces, is Big Sev the ace for the A's? Luis Severino, plus $1.79 is a comeback on the A's. If you want to lay it with Chris Sale, you got to lay 219 here on the run line. It's minus $1.02 if you want to lay the run and a half with Chris Sale. But do you look at Big Sev these days? I mean, maybe not an ace on a contending team, but where are you on Severino these days? When he was in New York, my appreciation of him went up because I thought he pitched tough in big situations.
He's fine. I would not be backing him, especially with where the Braves lineup is right now. And I would even kind of look at maybe the run line here too for the Braves. If you want to jump in on the minus 1.5, I'm seeing some even money, and it's down now to $1.02. So again, you can kind of see some influx there as many people believe the Braves will be able to put it on the Athletics. Other thing to think about too, aces on the road, Dave. That's where we draw the proverbial red line, and a couple of dandies here in the American League East. Garrett Crochet going to be on the mound for the Red Sox today. They have won 6 consecutive road starts by their ace. That goes back to August 23rd in the regular season of last year. Also, the Yankees continue to roll with Max Fried last night. Enter Cam Schlittler, the young phenom. 5 consecutive road starts won by the Bronx Bombers. That also goes back to those last days of August of last year. As I looked at some of the data here, and I mentioned earlier for people just joining us, a lot of unders for me today. And I would absolutely target that Red Sox and Astros under 7.5. It's a little expensive. I paid $1.45 for the under. I think that's still the way to go, considering that it is Garrett Crochet on one side. Mike Burrows, people may not know that name readily, but a fabulous finish to his tenure in Pittsburgh before being involved in the 3-team trade between Pittsburgh, Tampa, and Houston. He will make his start there for the Astros at Daikin Park. So I think runs at a premium, 2:10 p.m. Eastern start time there between Boston and Houston.
Let me stick with that ace theme here for a little bit, because Joe Ryan, I would believe he is the ace of the Minnesota Twins. They're 1-3, scuffling start. We thought would be tough for the boys with the Win Twins. They're in Kansas City again against Noah Cameron and the Royals. And the Twins are a road favorite because of their ace being on the bump here, Jensen. Conversely, what do you make of Cameron? I really liked his makeup a little bit last year. This kind of shows me the depth of the Royals rotation and maybe the lack thereof with Minnesota.
Got to take advantage, right? He has been a godsend for them towards the end of last year, and then has been really impressive not only through camp, but this would be another under if you want to look at right now. This has fluctuated a little bit, so take this information for what you will. It opened at 8.5. It was bet down to 8, and it's now back up to 8.5. I would still stay with the under, as you talked about. Joe Ryan going to be on the hill too, And that one, in and of itself, a night game at Kauffman Stadium. There's only 2 night games on the slate today, Dave. Minnesota and Kansas City, 7:40 p.m. Eastern, and then Cleveland and the Dodgers out at Chavez Ravine. That's a 5:20 twilight start there for Gavin Williams and Yoshi Yamamoto, or maybe a little dusk, if you will. 8:20 Eastern, so 5:20 Pacific there. I would say that Kansas City and Minnesota would be an underplay, not official, but would definitely be where I would lean. I don't have a good feel on the total here for Guardians Dodgers. Was opened at 8. It's up to 8.5, but a little perplexing here too, because you do have Yamamoto on the mound and Gavin Williams kind of, looking at him as ace 1A, 1B, however you put he and Tanner Bybee there atop the Guardians rotation. So I thought that was a little intriguing development. I would still think the Dodgers are the side here, although not laying $2.70 on the money line. That might be, if you're going to take a shot, Dodgers run line is juiced to minus $1.20. That would be the only other way I would look. Under would be a stay away spot just because it's already moved up a half run, but a lean would be the Dodgers run line in this matchup later on tonight.
Yeah, all the Dodgers have are aces. So every day is an ace for the Dodgers, the guys they throw out there. I love this this philosophy of short to it, long through it. I can just see the impact of the ball, then long through the swing there. I might need to do that in my golf game here, Jensen. What do you have today with that moniker?
Okay, so I know there's a group of people that are like, why even look at batter versus pitcher and historic results? Well, I look at a handful of these and I pair it with how is a guy going? And I know we only have 5, maybe 6 games of sample to deal with, but Andrew McCutchen off to a pretty solid start here in his Rangers tenure, and he has seen Trevor Rogers, ace of the Orioles staff, quite well. How about 6 for 12 with a double and 3 bombs? Very solid if you're looking for player props. Alex Bregman, a couple of homers here over the homestand. He's going to go up against Yusei Weisei Kikuchi of the Angels. Dave, we always look where the wind is going at Wrigley. This total is 6. This total is 6. I repeat, this total is 6. So wind coming in hard, and it's going to be an underplay in that Cubs and that Angels game. I played under 6.5 at minus $1.35 just to get a little breathing room there. But again, you rarely see those kind of suppressed totals. So for what it's worth, Bregman still has good career numbers, 7 for 20, 3 doubles, couple of homers, 8 walks against Yusei Kikuchi. So something to file away. Willy Adames led off the game with a home run against the San Diego Padres last night. He has seen Nick Pivetta, who will get the ball for the Padres this afternoon, really well. 5 for 16, 4 doubles, and a bomb there as the Giants and the Padres will finish up their series against each other. That's Adrian Hauser getting the ball for the Giants. 4:10 p.m. Eastern. That's 1:10 p.m. Pacific local time. So just a couple of players to identify that have started off pretty well and have had good numbers against their opposing starting pitchers today.
When you say 6 for somebody that lived in that city for almost 8 years, I've been to some of those Cole games at Wrigley. They're not exactly fun. I mean, it's great to be at the ballpark. But I didn't have to check the temperature, but it's exactly what I thought it would be. Current conditions are cloudy in Chicago with a temperature of 37, though it feels like 27 due to northeast winds at 19 miles an hour. It's going to be cold, Jensen Lewis. So if you're going to get over that total of 6 right now, you maybe put some gloves on here before you're swinging those bats. That's going to be some cold lumber that the boys will be swinging tonight. And I'm not going to say that the Daily Diamond is my favorite segment that we do because we don't like to play favorites. Probably my favorite segment that we do every day right here. I absolutely love that information that you give out here in the Daily Diamond. Cannot wait to see today's slate with all those aces going today.